In this video, I'm going to walk you through the simple process of installing the Visual Content Finder app across BC Guru's templates. Now remember that some BC Guru's templates are what we call app ready, meaning that when you install or license the app from the BC App Store and place it onto your template, that there is no setup required at all. So check the template pages on bcgurus.com for details on what apps are app ready for that particular template. So in this video today, we're going to be going through the installation process for any BC Gurus templates that are not app ready with the Visual Content Finder app. Let's take a brief look at the content editing experience with the Visual Content Editor. As you can see, I'm browsing a website normally. This is the default browsing experience. The difference is it detects that I'm an admin user, that I'm logged into the admin, and it places a Visual Content Finder button on the bottom, and I can toggle this on or off. And if I want to edit a particular item, such as this homepage hero item, I can just click right on that button and be taken right to the admin area, for example, slide 3 of this hero web app, and then I can update the image and any of the information associated with it. So let me update the heading that says, "Hello everyone," and I can then click update, and there we are. So let's say that we've got a website that was built off of the pizzeria template at BC Gurus, or you'd like to build a new site off of this template. And this is one of the templates that is not app ready with the Visual Content Finder. So we're going to go through the process of updating this template to have the app. But of course, the same process can be applied to any of the templates or any websites on Business Catalyst. The first step of the process is to go over to the BC App Store, find the Visual Content Finder app, and then log in and then pay for and install the app on the site that you wish to install it on. Now, this app is sold on a per month, per partner basis, so you only have to pay for it once, and then you can use it on an unlimited number of sites in your partner portal. Of course, the app will only continue working as long as you have that membership or the monthly fee in good standing. All right, now that I've installed the app from the App Store, you should see it underneath the app's Visual Content Finder. When you first get to the app, it will show you an overview of all of the content that's on your website that generates a URL. And this is a great view that you can use to sort the URLs or by names or whatever you like on here to make the content more easily accessible from a table format. But what we're interested today is how we can set up the actual content finder on the website. So the first step in the process is to grab this include file and place it before the body close tag across all of your templates. In this video, I'm going to be using Dreamweaver to make the updates, but you can use the develop panel in Business Catalyst, or you can use any FTP client or editor that you'd like to use. The process is the same. So let's first go to my templates and see how I can add it here. So I'll start with the account template. And if I go to the body close tag, I'll see that there's actually an include file here, which is great, meaning that I don't need to go to every single template. I can just update the include file. Sometimes there might be a content holder, and then you'd update the content holder. If there is no common element before the body close tag, you will then want to update every template and place the include reference in each template manually and update it. All right, so let's go to _system, includes, and then the scripts.inc. So I'm going to place this at the end, hit save, and then upload. Now that it's installed, I can click preview and view my website. And you'll notice that there's a new Visual Content Finder button on the bottom left, and I can turn it on or off. At the moment, we haven't set up any tags for the website to know where to place the edit buttons, but that is what we'll do in the next step. One of the great things about the Visual Content Finder app is that there are certain modules in Business Catalyst that it can automatically apply the edit tags to. So for example, in this template, if we go over to features and FAQs, you'll see that it's automatically being applied to the FAQs. I can click there and go right to that FAQ item to edit it. The same is true for events, both on the list view And on the detail view, you can see the edit button over here. Same thing for media downloads and also for forums. So these modules you will not have to touch, but if for whatever reason the button is not placed in a desirable place for you and you'd like to change that, you can override the automatic placement of these buttons. Let's start with adding the edit buttons to the homepage slider here, as that is a highly desirable thing for someone to update, and we want to make that easy. In order for me to know where to go to edit to add those buttons, I'm going to pull up the homepage template and see what is referenced. Here I can see that the reference to the homepage sliders are placed here within the template, and we're outputting the homepage slider web app, and we are calling the default list view. So I'm going to head over to layouts, then web apps, then homepage slider, and then I'm going to click on list. In the help section of the app, there are great examples that we can just copy and paste, for the most part verbatim. So here at the web app testimonials example, I'm going to borrow the 3 attributes that we need in order to link this together. Coming back to Dreamweaver, I'm going to place this on each LI item, and we're going to look at each of the data attributes. So the data finder type tells us what type of content in Business Catalyst we'd like to edit. The data finder name tells us the name of the web app. In most cases, besides for web apps, this is optional, and it's just used to output a name of the button along with edit. The data finder ID is where we're going to place the ID of the web app or the item inside of here, so we know what item in the back end to link to. So since this is a default list view and we're not using a collection, we can just output the liquid tag item ID. So we can save and update. Coming back and refreshing my website, you'll see that it says edit testimonials item here. So like I said, that name controls what is shown up on the button. So we need to come back here and of course update this to home slider. And we need to make sure that we are updating this to be the correct name. So if we go back here and it will home page slider. So we're just going to say home page slider, save and update, and come back and refresh. And now as we click through, you'll see that it travels with that one, and then we can click and be taken right to that item. So very simple installation. All we're doing is placing data tags throughout. So I'm not going to do it for every single web app that's on this site, but we're going to show examples of a few other types of content on the website. So another one you might want to do are the menus at the top. So let's now move into adding an edit button for that. First, I'm going to need to find where we are outputting the menu. So going back to my homepage template, I see that there's an include file here that outputs the header of the website. So I'm going to go to system includes header.inc. And then from here, I'm going to try to find where a menu is being outputted. So I can even just search for menu. So I can see that this menu right here is for this ID and is being outputted module templates menu main menu.inc. So I want to follow this file. So I'm going to go over to module templates menu main menu.inc. And then here I'm going to place my tags for my menu. So I've already made that easy for you. We can just copy and paste this and place it right in here. And this, again, for this one, we're going to go ahead and do it for each LI item, and we can place this in front and just hit save and update. So you'll see here that we actually placed the menu in the wrong spot. It's being outputted for every single one of these. So I do not want that. Instead, I just want one menu button for everything. So this is where there's a little bit of art to it, I guess, to figure out where is the best place to place it. So right here, I could place a div container around this whole output, for example, and we can try this. Put the output of the div container like this and hit save, and we can refresh And we see, okay, that looks nice. Now I don't have it outputting for every item. I just have it outputting for this one menu. Now if I click and go to it, now we can edit any of these menu items directly. Next up, let's add it to blog posts. So I'm going to go back to the back end and find my Visual Content Finder documentation and go to blog posts. So this is the information that I'm going to need for blog posts. So then I will go over to Dreamweaver and I'm going to go to layouts and then blog. And then I'm going to go to my post list. And then here we're going to, this is the list view for every blog post. And so I can just output it right here on my container for that entire blog post. And if we come back and refresh, we see now we've got an edit blog post tag next to each one of my posts. Now, if I want to add it to the detail page, that's pretty simple as well. We'll just come back here, go to the post layout, and then we're going to apply this to the spot that makes the most sense, which to me is right around the post body. So we're going to add these data tags right into that div container and hit save and update, and then come back and refresh. And you can see that the button is here on the post body. If I wanted it up a little bit higher on the page, of course, I can take it and place it somewhere else. And you can also have multiple buttons on the page if you'd like to link to that spot in multiple areas. So I can go ahead and move this and perhaps put it right here instead. And let's refresh the website, and you'll see now it's a little bit higher up and a little bit better of a spot to edit that particular blog post. I think by now you're probably getting the hang of this and seeing that it's really mostly just a copy and paste exercise from the documentation. So just as a way of example, let's go ahead and implement this on products and catalogs as well. To access the product layout, we're going to go to Layouts, Online Shop, and then Small Product. Then we're going to go back over to our documentation. We're going to find where it has products. We're going to grab the data tags. We're going to come back in, and I'm going to place it around the output of the content or inside of the containing div class or container. And then we're going to refresh, and now you can see we've got those buttons for the product, and that all is working really nicely. So as a review of the install process for the Visual Content Finder, it includes 2 steps. One is add the include before the closing body tag of all your templates, or inside of the include that or content holder that's inside of your templates. And then the second step is add the data tags wherever you like the edit buttons to appear. And as a reminder, it's broken up into 3 tags: the data finder type, the data finder name, and the data finder ID. Remember that no data tags are needed for traditional photo galleries, events, media downloads, FAQs, and forums. We hope that you have found the installation process for the Visual Content Finder app on BC Guru's templates very simple, straightforward, and easy. This editing experience should save you and your client tons of time when managing the website and make the entire process more enjoyable. With the information that you've learned in this video, you are now empowered to bring the benefits of the Visual Content Finder app to all of the templates that you own and any website you have ever deployed on Business Catalyst. Thank you, and enjoy editing your websites.